Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my latest layout for the Just Nick digital cut file shop. So for this layout I'm using a cut file from Ages Just a Number. I'm actually using just one of those numbers. So I've cut it here on white with white cardstock. We'll come back to that in just a moment. So this is a new Vicki Boutin Sweet Rush. For some reason I want to call it Sugar Rush every time I think about it. And I took a couple of the papers, the flowers, the butterflies and the tags, and I've fussy cut them. So that's what I'm showing you there. So this cut file, I've gone with the number 3. So obviously there was a number of numbers on there. I took the number 3 and I replicated it and to make a background basically. So the idea is I want to scrap my nephew who is just 3, and I wanted just to use a few candid photos of him enjoying his life at 3. I think this would be perfect if you scrap chronologically. You could actually have this sort of thing as a year marker each time. I think it goes up until teens on this cut file. So I'm wondering whether to go back and do 1 and 2. So I've actually stuck the white to the green and I've filled in the little bits inside the R's and the E's. I'd kept those safe when I took it off the mat. And I'm just going to use some 3D foam pads to add it to the yellow. And then I've added another layer of white cardstock just to help lift it a little. And I'm just deciding which of the Sweet Rush papers I want to use in the background. This blue one's got potential, but I'm not sure that it makes it to the end. So now I want to use the tags as the basis for the layout for the photographs. And I'm just picking which of those that I like the colours of. They're all very tonal. There are pinks and reds and oranges, and I've left them to one side. I've just picked the ones that go with these papers. And I haven't picked these papers because they're boy colours. I've picked the actual colours from the photographs. So they were taken outside in the park. My nephew absolutely loves to be outside. I've also picked the blue from his cycle helmet, and I've actually popped that in behind the cut file at the moment, and I think that actually makes it to the end. I like that pop of blue, and I think it helps pick out him in that photograph. So I'm just trimming those tags down because obviously they were actually 3x4s, so I'm just going around the edges of them and making them tag shaped again. And I like the 3 that I've chosen, and I think they make it. So I'm definitely going to go with that blue. I think I've just trimmed the manufacturer strip off the bottom and I will stick that together later. So that's just made me question my tag choice, but actually I stay with my originals, and I like the way these square photographs actually sit just in the centres. So the idea is now I want to embellish this layout. I don't want to cover all the cut file because otherwise that would be a complete waste. I want the 3s to be there in the background, and when you notice them they're obvious, but I didn't want them to be in your face too. It was a bit of a hard one really when I was looking for the paper to put behind the cut file, and I think the compromise has worked with this green. So I am just going to embellish either side of the photographs with the flowers that I fussy cut. I really like these. They've got like a daisy come sunflower look, and I'm definitely going to add a little cluster in the top corner. So I'm going to go through, have a look at the chipboard pieces. I've got stickers there as well, and I've got the puffy words just to see what else I can add. So these are like bulldog clips there. They're made of the chipboard. I quite like those. I think I might add those to the top of each of the tags there just to add some continuity and a bit more depth, because with them being chipboard. And I'm just having a little look at the words. I think the black is a bit harsh, if I'm honest, only because there's not that much black in the photographs, just a little bit in his cycle helmet, and I've not used it anywhere else, so I'm going to leave black off for now, and I'm going to see whether there's any other little bits, stickers or whatnot that I can add in. Now, I don't know what your silhouette skills are like, or if that's even the machine that you use, and I wondered whether you'd ever done something like this, taken a cut file and repeated it. So it's actually really quite easy to do. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So I did take the word 3 from the original grouping, and I opened it in a new page, and I printed it a number of times. I wanted in my mind 2 across. I wanted it to be quite readable, and I wasn't sure whether it'd be 4 or 5 down. So I actually duplicated the word, and I just layered it on the mat just to have a look visually. and I decided that 5 down was a much better way. So actually I then actually joined them together. I just overlapped them a little bit, and so then I welded it to make a mat, and then I enlarged it a little bit more. I think this is about 10.5 inches square, pretty much. So it did take a little bit of time, but I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. I have saved it as well, so should I want to do something similar, or another niece or nephew or grandchild or whatever, I could even go back through my own children's books and add this sort of thing in. I think it could be really useful. And as I say, the cut file's got numbers, I think 1 to 12, and then it says teen. So this is all stuck down now. I'm just looking to add a few more bits. I want to bring that bright blue back in. So I've cut some of the butterflies out, and I'm going to just dot them around just to go with the outside feel. I've added a couple of arrows either side of the photo cluster. They were chipboard. I think they say all good and this guy. I don't want to cover too much. I want the photos to be seen, and I want the cut file to be seen. I love the Simple Life. It's a puffy word, and I put that at the top. It's kind of like an extra title, but that at 3, that is exactly what life is like. If it's reasonably simple, isn't it? To be young again, but yeah, it works really well. And plus the I like it, and that's me referencing his love of the outdoors. So I'm just having a bit of a fiddle now, deciding where I want these butterflies to go. And I think I even cut a couple more out just because I want to look at the colourways. I definitely want to keep that dark blue, just a couple of pops of it, and there I am cutting again. But those sort of papers are absolutely perfect for this, aren't they? I've got the 6x8 one from the pad, and I've also got the 12x12. I actually didn't touch the 12x12 butterfly paper in the end. All the butterflies were cut from the 6x8 sheet. So they're a reasonable size, so there was plenty of choice, even for the colourways that I wanted to use for this layout. So if you do something similar with numbers or words, do let me know in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear about it. Do check out the Just Nick cut file store. There's new cut files being added all the time, and there's some really great choices. And obviously, if you've enjoyed this video too, please give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe to my channel. I'm always adding new content, so I'd be pleased to see you here. So I've just brought in some crochet thread in a tealy blue, and I'm just going to weave it through the tops of these bulldog clips. I've started in the centre. The thread I've got is way too long, but it was just so that I didn't need to mess about too much, and I can just trim it off each side. It was off a big roll, which you can just see peeking at the top of the photo there. So I'm just going to add a few circles in it just to get a bit of movement across the top of the tags, just overlapping a little, and then I will bring in some wet glue and just add a few dots just to secure that in place. But I think I'm pretty much there. You can still see the 3s and the photographs, but you've still got that outdoorsy feel, so I really like the way this has come together. And I'm definitely thinking of going back and doing 1 and 2. I think his parents would really appreciate that, and they'd have some mementos to be able to keep for the future. And to be honest, it was so easy to do, and I think the replication of it each year would be a really good start to anybody's album, actually. So in theory, you could have the cut files done in advance. Now I realised I hadn't stuck it to the final layer, so I'm actually going to gut it, only because it just seems silly to waste that bit, and it's just the way, not that I've not got enough paper, but you know how it is. So then I'm going to just stick that into place with some double-sided tape, and here it is. And I'll be able to show you the depth, and you can see underneath everything. And yeah, I'm really pleased with how this looks. Thank you so much for watching. There's going to be a full image and lots of close-ups to follow. And do come back to this channel when you get a chance. I'd love to see you here, and bye for now.